Access granted.
Hey guys, and welcome to my channel Time is But a Window. Today we are going to be doing another player analysis video on IDarksidePT. His current rank is Gold 1, and it looks like he's playing with a team or a group of people that he's used to playing with. It looks like it's a 5-man queue, so they should have some strategies or something like that maybe. Either way, they're making their way into the site. He's got his Glock and he's going to plant in this corner. In my opinion, this is not the best plant spot. Now the reason behind this is the areas you can guard it from are a little bit limited, and it also makes it a little, while it's safe to plant, it makes it a little bit dangerous to get out of that little corner because they can be watching down from market towards van or out window towards van, and either way they'll just shoot at you. One guy is coming through B halls. He was able to pick up a couple kills there, and looks like he spotted him out. Take some shots at him, makes his way towards van, and he's going to try to go into the knife, and he collects it. So he's got plenty of cash. Looks like he's setting up for a set smoke. He's going to throw it, and they're going to try to take this site. He's actually kind of holding back, letting his teammates do the brunt of the work. He should kind of be working his way in there to help them out, I think. Kind of lagging behind. It's not exactly the most helpful thing to do, and a random nade that he just kind of threw. He's going to make his way over here towards stairs. Looks like he's just going to hold connector and window room from stairs. Now while this isn't a terrible angle, you can get caught off guard by the guy coming from connector when you're holding over here towards window. You're going to have to do a flick shot and hit the guy if the guy expects you to be there, which will probably put you at a major disadvantage and maybe even get you killed. This guy did not expect him there, and he was able to just shoot him as he walked right in, right past him. Looks like him and his teammates are making their way over towards B. Once again, he's lagging behind them a little bit. Trying to clear sight with them, spots a guy in sight, and his teammate's able to get the knife kill on him. He's going to check behind. It's a good idea. He knows that they've been flanking, especially on the pistol round. He's going to throw a short smoke. That smoke is not a good one for the situation that he's in, because the guy can still see out window and jump out window like he just did. Needs to be a bit deeper than that if he wants to accomplish his goal. Looks like he's on an incredibly expensive little eco round here. He's got a deagle and full body armor. His teammate did drop that Tech 9, so he's going to pick that up. See if he can clear up close with it. And now it looks like he's going to head back and maybe try to pick up the deagle again. Not a bad idea because the deagle is far more accurate at long range. So here if he watches over towards stairs or jungle for that matter, he just has to try to aim on that guy's head and try to go for that one dig. At least some body shots here and there, because it'll still do quite a bit of damage. His teammate goes down, goes to the site, tries to connect, but he's not quite able to connect with the deagle. Looks like they're going to be making their way over here towards the B site again. He is coming in. He's going to try to plant the bomb. It looks like he's actually going to plant in the same corner that he has planted in before. The corner that I said isn't the greatest place to plant. I feel like he's doing it because he feels concealed there, but it honestly does leave him open when he's trying to get out of that corner. So it's not as great of a corner as you'd hope, and it's not very easily defended compared to other places in the site. That being said, he's holding this left wall next to window, which is actually a good angle. Especially if the guy pushes in, because you can hug that wall and kind of just hide there, and when they push in they won't quite see you unless they push out far enough, and that will either leave them open for your teammate to kill them, or if they don't see you and they don't push out far enough, you wait a couple seconds and then you peek out and you're able to shoot them in the side when they're not expecting it. He's holding here towards, he's holding Palace in case of a push, and he's able to pick up the guy with the Mag 7. Honestly, he should not have pushed with a Mag 7. He does try to pick over towards window when he goes down, but there was nothing wrong with that. He was just trying to secure areas, He could have peeked a little more precisely, but that's about it with that. I think that was his set strategy for his team, and they're not exactly doing set smokes to block it off for him. So here you can see it looks like they're going to be splitting A again. See him making his way through Palace Halls. Sounds like there's an emergency outside. Alright, so he's going to be pushing up. Checks towards stairs. It's a very good spot for an AWP to check. And honestly, right now, his teammates have sort of taken the site. He got flashed though. Looks like his teammates are in a 3v3, 3v2. He's going to need to make something happen. Maybe throw a smoke towards stairs to protect himself so he can get some picks. He's actually going to peek aggressively though, which isn't the greatest thing. I know they have the bomb, but what he needs to do right now is fall back, try to make it so that they have to push him and come to him, and he has a little bit of an advantage. But instead he kind of just pushes out and tries to take them both at once. Looks like his teammate's going to go past him while he's going to sit here and watch underpass. Maybe? No, maybe he's just going to wait and slowly go in behind them. Typically when he doesn't have an AWP, he does like to go in last or towards the end. It's not a great habit to have when you're not sniping, because, you know, even if you're not the greatest rifler, you're going to occasionally get that entry kill, and if you don't get it, at least you'll be able to help your teammates try to do a little bit of damage here and there while they're coming in, and they'll be able to get that trade for you. Here he just kind of gave up his positioning by throwing that flashbang. He was doing a pretty good job just kind of holding in halls, but once he pushed forward a little bit after his teammate died and gave off his positioning, it wasn't going to turn out good for him because they would know where he was. Before that, he had the element of surprise. Maybe just had hugged in that wall and just kind of held the doorway for a little bit, because he still had a teammate alive and let his teammate kind of call what was happening. He may have actually gotten this kill from this guy pushing B halls. Looks like they're going to be making their way towards B again. His teammate has pushed in. He's kind of holding back a little bit, letting his teammates take the point. Going to be holding here towards Catwalk. Slots a guy out. And he uses that MAC-10 trying to get him killed, but his teammate's actually able to pick up the kill instead. So he's going to throw a smoke over here towards window. Blocks it off. He probably should have waited for it to pop before trying to cross. He could have easily died there before that smoke came up. He's going to plant in that corner again. And he's going to make his way over here towards the right of Market Doorway, which, as I said earlier, is a good spot. This is actually a pretty good spot to be in. He's just going to be holding. Now, again, what I would do is I'd go in towards this wooden door right here and just kind of hold, letting his teammate kind of hold the angle for him and spotting it out, and then just kind of peek out. But looks like he didn't want this guy to save that AWP, which is smart because it's a pretty important gun. One guy can take out a team in a couple seconds with that. All he has to do is make sure to hit his shots. He's going to be holding Palace. One guy does push in. He's able to get the kill. He's going to be pushing his way up. Now, one of his things that he can definitely work on is his movement, trying to make sure to peek things correctly. He comes into sight. I think his teammate may have checked Firebox for him, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But there is that other side of Firebox where the CT was, and it's always good to have someone check that. That being said, since he is the sniper, I wouldn't say that it's completely his fault that no one realized the guy was there. That put him into his 2v1, and all he's going to do is pick up this one kill now. He's got the AWP, it's a nice flick shot, and he kills Outro, the final CT. Earlier on, we had seen him do like a set smoke. It would be nice to see him do a couple more of those, and it doesn't even have to be a set smoke, just to use smokes more often in general. Especially to block off places that he doesn't want to get shot from, so he has less angles to worry about. Here we go. He's throwing a smoke. It's going to land somewhere around jungle. Looks like they're going to actually fall back after doing that. They actually did cause a full rotation, so they can rotate their way back towards the other site, and his teammate's still there, able to spot out the last two guys and let them know that both CTs are over at the A site. So they should know it's completely clear, and he should just be able to make his way into sight, pick up a nice little angle, and let his teammate plant. Looks like he's going to make his way up towards Catwalk, checks towards Connector. Just kind of holding this angle. It's a good angle to hold. His teammate should have said that he was holding his window and market in general, so he didn't have to worry about that. But because he did look away, he kind of missed his opportunity to kill that guy on the cross. He's hiding here in ladder room for a moment, kind of making his teammate fight everyone by himself, but he does have a good angle for the bomb. Peeks out, he's able to take the guy out defusing, which leaves one more guy. He's going to be able to listen for the defuse again. Don't think the other guy is going to have time. He's going to have to try to bail off of it, and I don't think he'll be able to get away from it. So, wins that round. Pretty decent play. The only thing I would have changed up is after he had known that guy had crossed and the other guy had been spotted out, he probably should have come back and tried to crossfire with his teammate so that his teammate wouldn't have gone down. Him and his teammates are making their way into the site. He's going to smoke off the window, which is a good smoke to have. The area which he threw it from kind of wasn't the greatest place because he could be seen from there pretty well. And now he's caught out in the open. He really should have dedicated himself to going to a spot. It didn't matter if he was bench, doesn't matter if he's going to be playing corner, but being out in the open like that, this isn't the first time I've seen him do that. And he really needs to make sure that he just can get shot from one angle and the angle that he's looking at. You know, that way he doesn't have to worry about getting shot on the side, which could have turned out terribly for him had that guy killed his teammate and him. Holding towards window, he spots one guy out, and he's able to take him down. One guy is in sight by bench, and is also taken down by his teammates. Now, he's not watching window, he doesn't know that a guy has actually snuck in. I don't think his teammate knows either, but he should have an idea at this point. Still though, his main priority right now seems to be watching B halls for a push. Outro has kind of taken his sight. And, you know, B halls is important because his teammate was holding it, so maybe he should have just communicated with his teammate like that. That would have actually helped a little bit, but his teammate's still able to pick up the round. But yeah, guys, remember how important communication is, and in this case, you really can't have that excuse, because as you can see, they're all either part of the same group, or part of the same team. So you should be communicating with them, and they should be communicating with you, or else something's majorly wrong. That being said, the best possible scenario with him being over there by that white van is him looking towards the site with that AWP, because he knew that the guy was in sight by bomb. He could have been holding an angle there, just kind of waiting, and just kind of shot the guy. Meanwhile, his teammate did have B halls, and if his teammate had told him that, he wouldn't have had to worry so much about that, because that really could have left him open to be killed by that CT that was in sight. And it was a close range angle. It would have been very difficult for him to hit that no-scope. Nice kill here at connector. He knows that one more guy is here. Tries to take the shot, but he goes down. Well, this is the last round of the first half. Looks like he's making his way over towards B. And let's see if he actually just goes out and straight up takes it with his teammates, or if he lets them go in first. Right now it's smoked off, so I can understand if they're just going to be holding back. He's going to be making his way back to see if there's anyone flanking, but he's got his knife out. The guy does catch him off guard, and that's the end of the first half for him. Alright, so we're on pistol round of the second half. He's on CT side with this USP and just kind of watching from firebox. There's a lot of different ways to play this, and while I haven't seen that many people play it from where he's at, right now is definitely a very popular spot. He's going to be rotating his way over, probably calls coming from his teammates. He's going to get caught out with the knife. And you know how it goes, guys. Whenever you got that knife out on rotation, be wary, because unless you know for a fact where all of the other players are on the other team, there's a good chance you're going to get caught off guard. Looks like he's going to be playing over by firebox again. This spot does catch people off guard quite often, so there's nothing wrong with playing this on an eco round and just hoping that you're going to get someone to walk right past you, or maybe even plant the bomb right next to you and not know that you're there. One guy walks past him. He's got a good little opportunity here. Lets him go by, but his teammate's able to actually pick up that kill. I don't think anyone knows where he's at this point, so just being quiet right here and holding is actually a pretty great idea. Being said, his teammate just got killed from CT spawn. Guy's planning. He's going to come out, look towards CT spawn. Oh! That was his opportunity. he goes down. He actually played that great. I mean, most of us, and myself included, I would have been definitely tempted after taking those first few shots to just come out and try to get that kill and then go back towards CT spawn. While it may have worked out a little bit better for me, because you know, once you get over to CT spawn, you're there with your teammate, and if someone does flank around, you can probably get that trade kill. In his situation, he could have easily gotten that bomb. Though, honestly, though this would have taken a little more restraint, and you still might not have gotten any kills, and it might not have worked. If you did sit in that spot with a kit, you might have been able to even ninja the bomb. Here he's flanking up middle. He's able to pick up a guy with a scout. It's a nice little gun to have when you're broke. And here's a guy coming through underpass and a guy in connector. It looks like he's going to try to peek over towards connector. While his teammates haven't spotted out the bomb, they have spotted out another guy over here. So he takes a shot at his teammate too, because, you know, sometimes you're just like, dude, screw you. No, I'm just kidding. It happens to us all. TKing just happens occasionally. He throws a smoke over towards connector. It's a little bit of a passive smoke. More passive than I'd have liked. A little bit off center. But I think it'll get the job done as far as he wanted it to. So they're not going to push up through it. Though they could technically just go around it. And they actually did push up through it and went right around it, looks like. And killed his teammate in a window. So he's able to get that trade, but there's another one there that trades him out as well. Really, there was a couple problems with that. I felt like there was an over-rotation, but that could have been because of his teammates. Maybe they had called that they were all at B or something like that. And, you know, with the smoke being the way it was, it probably would have been a good idea for him to just sit there and watch over towards stairs to make sure no one tried to go around that smoke, since there was such a opening in it. Him and his teammates seem to be pushing the A ramp. This is going to let them flank. There is a guy in Palace. He's not holding the flank, so he's not going to catch them rotating through the spawn. But he might actually come out and realize that the A site is clear for his team, because they seem to be coming up through connector and pinching the A site. This means that the CTs are going to push all the way through B halls, not spot anyone out, and then they're going to have to rotate over towards the A site, which the terrorists now have full access to. One guy is right outside here. He's letting the CTs walk right past, and ooh, he wasn't able to kill any of them. Poor Outro. Darkside tries to take the site with his teammates, and they all go down. Darkside seems to be playing over here at B with his teammates. They're stacking 3 over here. Kind of looked at the guy through the wall. That was a little... No, I'm just kidding. But either way, they're playing way too many people over here at B, leaving A and middle way too open. So I can see that the terrorists are just going to exploit this, take the site, and now they have to do a retake, and it's a 3v4, and it's just a hard road from here. They're letting them get position. I mean, he's going to have to worry about stairs to his left and jungle to his right, which he doesn't even check jungle. His teammate's able to pick up 1. I'm actually surprised they haven't planted at this point, but they're actually planting the bomb over at B. It turned into a fake, which it didn't need to. It was hard enough with them having to rotate over towards this site, but now they're going to have to rotate back over to the other site. The only good news is that since the guy over at B that planted is all alone, if they could get there quick enough, they might not have to worry about the final terrorist, but the terrorist has gotten here at this point. Checks towards bench, he's able to pick up that guy. Last guy is over here in B halls. He's able to pick that up. Bomb's kind of planted for him. Darkside's making his way over towards middle. One guy is peeking out. He does connect with the scout and needs to get one more connect, and he does. He's able to take down the terrorist right there with his scout. He's going to smoke off the window so he can cross back over, which is a good play just in case the guy is in middle. But it looks like he's actually not going to cross. He's just faking it. One guy is making his way into window room, spamming the smoke, and will Dark be able to finish him off? Goes for the knife, and he does quite a bit of damage, but he's not able to quite take him down. I really think that his original plan of just smoking off the window and using it to cross back over and kind of just watching connector after his teammate had died would have been a little bit better idea. But, you know, sometimes you just try things out. And that could have paid off. Being in that corner did surprise that guy. If he had a better pistol, probably would have won that duel. Looks like IDarkside is watching connector, and it looks like the terrorists are going to be pinching A from A ramp and Palace. They're able to take down 2 of his teammates at this point. He's kind of holding over here. He's able to kill both of the guys that are making their way over towards window, which is good because that means he's still got control over stairs and the window area. His other teammate rotates through CT spawn and is able to take out 2 of them. Last guy is in sight. And that was actually done pretty well. I know that a lot of people have been like, hey, he needs to rotate over and help his teammates, but he was making sure that no one was coming up through connector, which helps keep his team from getting split. So I think he played that very well. Looks like he's going to be playing B this round with his teammate. This time they only have 2 here, which is a much better situation. Because when you guys have 3 over here at B, it makes it very difficult for the guys at A to hold anything because they have to worry about mid connector, A main, window room, and Palace. It's 4 spots for 2 people to hold. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. That being said, IDarksidePT is making his way over here towards the A site because his teammates have gone down. Looks like they're in a 2v4 situation. He's going to be retaking from stairs. Not a bad place to retake from with an AWP. He hears the plant, peeks out, he's able to get the planter. 1 more guy peeking him, does not connect with it. He's going to get pinched from both sides. Oh, he's able to pull off a nice little shot to get that. He's going to keep checking his back to make sure that no one's flanking him and holding this. He does not need to do anything too aggressive right now. He just needs to stay alive. Let the terrorists make the next move and adapt to the situation. Now it looks like one of them is going to fall back into sight and try to get the bomb and start planning it. Now he's got some time. One guy flanks from window room and he goes down. It was a hard situation. Not much he was going to be able to do there. He just had to hit some amazing shots. He actually played it very well and he had that 1v2 going on. Had he hit that shot, he would have been in a 1v1 and that would have been winnable. His teammate has gone down in middle, so he's rotating over to watch it, but he's also leaving the B site completely open at this point. One guy peeks him from ladder, and he goes down. Looks like they're going to give him that AWP again, and he's going to be making his way over here towards the B site. Playing 2 over here at B again. This is a pretty good setup. Watches over towards catwalk, which I don't think he should really have to worry about if he's got a guy playing middle. Does he? He does have a guy in connector that could have potentially spotted that out for him. So watching that is kind of redundant until his teammate had died. But now they seem to be taking A. He's going to rotate around here to watch connector. This is not a bad idea, especially since a lot of people like to cross that little area that he's watching and plant next to that box. Ooh, bad time to unscope, but that just happens occasionally. Going to come up the middle, doesn't check over to his left, but at that point, that late in the round, it's unexpected, so I can understand him not checking that. That being said, check as much stuff as you can, guys, because you never know when someone's going to be catching you off guard like that. Though in that situation, it doesn't matter what level play you are, chances are you're not going to expect that guy to be there in mid still. So Darkside is kind of just holding the B site. He's up boosting on this box. He's being very silent. Oh, he just shot the guy as he's planning. Good kill. Kill this guy over by Van as well. He's got bombed down.
Flashback.
He knows that 1 more guy is in sight now after hearing that flashbang. Spots him out. He's able to take him down. Problem is that he's kind of trapped over here by Van, so it'd be nice if he could get out of there, and he does, which is good. Spots out this guy towards catwalk. He takes some shots at him, does a little bit of damage to him. His biggest problem right now is Market, which his teammate was actually holding and able to pick up that kill. And it looks like he gets, actually he played that really well, let's be honest. He just didn't hit his shot. But I wonder why he was watching over towards B halls. towards the end of that because he knew that the other guy was on catwalk, and there's no way to just self-boost your way up into that window. So it looks like the terrorists are taking the A site. He's over here watching the B site. He's going to peek towards B halls, I believe. Maybe he doesn't actually commit to it. Kind of just holding in case someone comes out. Definitely heard that scope and the shot. So he knows that there's a guy right above him. Alright. He's able to take him down. He's going to pick up this AWP. And he can do one of two things. He can either go for it since it is a 3v3, now a 3-on-2. Or try to save it and go for the tie, which no one wants to go for a tie in Matchmaker, so he's going to go for it. Gets taken out by this guy in CT spawn. It would have been a hard shot to hit. Alright, so he's got a scout. This is his final effort. You know, if they win another round, it's over. He peeks middle. He does spot him out. He's able to connect on his body once. Gets him down to 38. It's good damage, and he actually is falling off of it and going to be over-rotating towards the other side. But I can understand right now on this round because they are kind of on a force buy and don't have the greatest of weaponry. That being said, he has over-rotated a couple times throughout the game. Well, his teammate definitely didn't need to over-rotate that much. They have 3 guys over here. Now they have control of window room, and things are not looking good. It's a 4v5. He's got a scout. Look at what the guns his teammates have. The guy with the M4 has already gone down. So they're going to have to get kind of lucky this round. That being said, it looks like they're going to keep trying to work their way over towards B, even though they knew the A site was clear by that point. And, hey, CTs are able to actually put it into a 3v1 and probably pick up this round, though all the odds were against them, especially with them pushing everyone over towards the B site. That was a big mistake. Terrorists made a huge mistake by not just taking the site they had gifted them and planting the bomb, and instead just trying to pinch them and playing them so aggressively. So the score is 15-14, and no matter what happens here, this is the last round. He's got his AWP and armor, and he's over here at the B site. Looks like he's going to start rotating over towards A immediately. Probably incoming calls from his teammates have gotten him worried. Again, I feel like this is a little bit of an over-rotation, but only because they haven't really come out. Now they have, but he's already over here. So, one more guy, Palace. He's able to take him down, and the last guy's making his way over towards B. Now, this time they did a good thing where they did keep one player over at B, and even though they don't really have someone in the middle, hopefully they have told that final CT over at B that Catwalk isn't watched, and it looks like he's in a pretty good spot, just kind of listening for any footsteps. By this point, I believe he should have heard him drop out, and Dark's able to pick up the final kill. So yeah, that was a pretty good game. 30 rounds, 34 kills, it's pretty solid. That being said, there are a few things I wanted to go over. One of those things is your plant spot over at the B site. I think that you use that corner too often. It should only be used in those situations where you don't have cover. You don't have another place you can plant. It isn't a good plant spot to use all the time, and it leaves you very vulnerable to when you're trying to get out of that spot. And it also is very hard to hold from multiple angles. That being said, I think that you should also work on when you have rifles. You should try to make sure you go in with your team and not try to go in after your team, which you tend to do occasionally as a terrorist. On the CT side, I feel like you over-rotated a little bit, and some of the stuff I think came down to communication errors. But I'm not entirely sure, as you know, I can't really hear the communication in the demos, which is a shame, because in ESEA, you know, you can download the demos and still hear what people are saying to each other to more greatly understand what's going on in the game. You don't need to buy full armor when you don't have the money for it. Try to make sure that you control your money a little bit better, though you only really screwed that up once. Other than that, you did pretty well with your money system. You had a pretty decent scout shot. Your AWP was pretty good. You can work on your movement a little bit, learning to peek angles like that window. It's a very popular angle where people are often at, so you want to peek that as perfectly as possible. It's a very good angle to practice. Same with the stairs. And other than that, your AWPing was pretty solid. You were holding your angles pretty well. In some situations, you allowed yourself to be in open areas where you can be seen from more than one angle, which allowed you to get shot from the sides. Make sure that you position yourself, and when you take a site, even if someone's going to the same position you are, you can adapt it later, and at that point just be like, okay, get to the spot first, get safe, look at where your teammates are positioned, communicate with them, and then try to take another position. Don't sit in the open when you're in between two different spots trying to decide where you want to go. Other than that, work on your aim just a little bit. At your level, it's mostly about just trying to get the dynamics of the game down and making sure that you're playing it right. And later on is when you're really going to need to make sure that your aim is as on point as possible. And there's a little room right now to work on it. You hit some nice flicks with the AWP. But yeah, overall, you had a pretty good game, and I hope you enjoyed this.